So my goal for today is to do these 4 cabinets that are on the left side of my kitchen sink, and they get used a lot. Like the 3 little boys are mostly responsible for wiping and putting away clean dishes, which mostly go here. And then they also set the table very often. Actually, almost 100% of the time, it's their job to set the table. So most of our dishes that go on the table are in these drawers. And so these get used a lot. So, and then up there, a lot of grease settles up there. So I'm gonna have to get up there and get all that clean. And then the outside of the cabinets have lots and lots of dirty fingerprints on them. So I'm gonna scrub those down as well. So I better get started so that I'm at least partly into it when the kids come home from school, and they'll just hopefully dig in and help me. So one of the first things we're going to do is just take everything out of those 4 cabinets. I really should change up what I've started and start at the top and start from the top down, but I want to dump this all out so that when the kids get home they can help me sort through this. So I'm going to dump all the silverware out, and then I'm going to start at the top. And I put a tablecloth on because I know that there is a lot of dirt in here and I don't want it going all over the house. If I put it on the tablecloth, I can just wrap up the tablecloth and shake it out the door when I get to that point. So obviously this drawer has a lot of things in, too many things in. And I'm gonna have to make the decision of what stays in here and what we don't need anymore and what is just simply in the wrong place. So our cupboard with mugs definitely has too many mugs in. It's time to put all our Christmas mugs into storage and bring down some of our everyday mugs. You might be wondering why I carried everything from those cupboards all the way over here to the table instead of just putting them on the countertop over there. Well, one of the reasons is I need to get up on the countertop to clean the top of the sink. So I need that space for me to get on. And the other reason is when I carry them all over here on the table, I'm forced to make decisions on whether I want to keep it or not, or whether we still need it. If I just stack everything on the countertop over there, it's way too easy to just put them all back in without making a decision on whether we really need it, if we still use it, or if it even has all its parts, or if anybody still uses it. So that's why I carried it all the way over here, because while I'm over here, I will then get what we need only and take it back in the cupboard, and everything else will get donated or thrown out. Look at all the stuff that was in that cupboard. Way too many things for that cupboard. Okay, I've got all the things I need to get started. I've got my trusty little vacuum. I've got a fresh battery in it. I just emptied the bag. I've got my snacks, some leftover caramel popcorn, and I've got a bucket of hot water, and I'm gonna use my thieves cleaner, which this is our everyday cleaner. We use this one a lot. And this has got my thieves and water spray to, soak things off. And then I've got this that I'll use for the very, very greasy spots. And this is not a cleaner that we use every day. I just buy it when I deep clean to get some of those spots that I haven't been able to remove probably in the last 12 months, but now I want them gone. Then I use my stronger cleaner. But don't worry, when I spray this, I'll crack the window open so I don't become overcome with the fumes. Okay, I brought you up here to see my dirt, and here you can see how dirty it really was. I've cleaned this area, and this is how dirty it really is. And this is all just dirt and dust. Number one, grease from cooking ends up settling up here because we don't have a real good exhaust fan above our stove, and we really like bacon. Anyway, so the grease settles here, and then any dust that we kick up in the house, and we do keep our windows open a lot in the summer, so that doesn't help either. But this is all the dirt then that settles on top of the dust. And some of these dark spots are paint splashes from when I painted this. But we're gonna get this all sparkling clean up here. I already took down all the spider webs and washed off the spider poop and fly poop from the molding here, and I washed the ceiling up here. So if you're not sure what fly poop or spider poop looks like, here is an example of what it will look like on your white walls or ceiling. When I clean down ceilings, I really just wipe everything, but wherever I see fly dirt or spider dirt, I spot clean. So the insides of the cabinet doors get real filthy because when I see dirt on the outside, I'm more likely to wipe it down during my weekly cleaning. But the only time that I really notice the dirt on the inside is when I'm opening up to get something out, and then I usually have my hands full and don't get it wiped down. So this is the time where I'm going to get rid of all of those fingerprints on the insides of the cabinet doors. The outside of our cabinet doors have a lot of fingerprints, even though I do wipe those more often than I wipe the inside. But I'm just gonna make sure that I get every bit off and really get into the areas that I might not get with just a regular wipe down of the cabinets. So the hardest part is never the actual cleaning of the kitchen cabinets. It's making the decisions on what to put back and what to throw out and what to donate. Like, I really get decision fatigue from doing too many cupboards at a time, and that's why I break it down in little sections, because once I have decision fatigue, then I can't properly make decisions. So the first thing we're gonna do is check that all our water bottles and thermoses have lids. And if they don't have lids, we're throwing them out. Where did the lids go? Nobody knows. So if things have a lid and are functional, but we no longer need them, or we have duplicates, that's when I make the decision to donate something. And if something does not have a lid, we throw it out. And we only keep our very favorite functional items, because somehow we always collect more as the days go by. Since the kids do a lot of the dishes, sometimes it's a good idea to let them organize things the way they want them. So I'm letting Hadassah organize this cupboard, and we're gonna see how it works her way and see if that's smoother than doing it my way. So now that we've got that top cupboard all cleaned and organized, we're gonna start with this bottom cupboard. And it looks like we've got some repairs that need to be done here. But I'm gonna start by vacuuming all the loose dirt. And then we're gonna start by cleaning everything up really well on the inside. This is probably the most used cupboard door in our entire kitchen, because we keep the silverware in here and cups for water. So anytime anybody needs a spoon or a cup, this is the door they're using. So Harrison brought you this. And this belongs on the side there. See that board up there? And here's your 2 screws. It goes together just like the others did there, like the others are. I know. Oh, he brought you a flat one.
I like the worst one.
You have your 2 screws. There should be a hole there. I'm wondering if it's ripped out.
Well, I can use this different. Come look, Mom.
And your deck.
Come look.
That's cool. What?
I'm thinking since this, I can use one of these. Right, this guy. And just drill a new hole, because this one's going to be spread out.
Are you sure? Try the old one once.
Here, one.
One of these. Hang on, Harrison, I'm coming.
Yes.
I would use that one. You have to do
Do you
that
have like a
one.
light I can use?
Hey, Kendrick, go get your flashlight and shine it for Mitchell. He needs it. So this is the outside of the most used cabinet door, and our cabinets were repainted about 12 years ago, and the paint is getting a little gummy and chipping off at places. So it's getting close to the time where we start thinking, what are we going to do with these cabinets next? So now that cupboard's all clean, it's time to sort through all of this stuff and decide which we keep and which we don't keep. But first I've got to clean those things. So if I've gone to all the effort to clean everything out of my cabinets, then I'm definitely going to make sure that I clean it properly, even if that means using a kitchen knife and scraping dirt out of every little crack and corner. Okay, they might not be sparkly clean. I mean sparkly and new, but they are clean. I could have probably got that corner a little cleaner. The problem with contact paper is it eventually loses its coating and becomes sticky, and that's what's happened there.
The big spoon's going here. Isn't that the serving spoon?
So now it's time to put everything back, and this is a chore that even the little boys can help with. They're not always willing about this, but it's a good chore for them. So I slow down and instruct them in the way I want it done. So now that the cabinets and the corner here are nice and clean, I've been inspired to repot some of my plants, one that I've had in water to grow roots. So since this pot doesn't have any drain holes, we're gonna put in a bunch of rocks to help the soil drain. So one of the things to remember, or one of the things that I always do, like I said, when I'm deep cleaning, it's not so much the dirt that I dislike, it's the amount of clutter and just not having enough room for all the things we've accumulated. So part of it is getting rid of stuff, like donating stuff, throwing broken things out, and throwing things out that don't have lids or just clutter, and making room so that you can stay more organized. And one of the things in our family that's constantly disappearing is utensils. So when I go thrift shopping and I see some nice utensils, I tend to pick them up. Like this set that I found recently is really nice and we really like it. But also what happens then is when I have too many utensils, this drawer here just gets really messy because they don't all fit where they're supposed to go. So one of the things I'm doing to help us stay more organized is I'm taking out our least favorite utensils and I'm gonna put them into storage. And this spoon is actually gonna get donated because I really dislike the shape of this spoon and I don't think anybody else likes it. And since I have too many, I'm gonna put this in the donate box. And these are the extras that don't fit. So I'm gonna put these up into that cupboard where we put our extra things that we don't use daily. And the other thing I must do is I must tell all the kids where these extras are because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna say, I know that we had extras, but I don't know where I put them. And one of the kids is likely to remember and tell me, oh mom, you showed me which cupboard you put them in. So these are going in the cupboard. The whole family's gonna know where they're at so that we don't go and buy more until we've used all of these. But these, now that the boys are a little older, my utensils don't tend to disappear as fast as they did when I had toddlers, and they would take these to the sandbox or just take them outside and they would get lost. Look at how beautiful and clean these cupboards are. And the most important thing, or my favorite thing, is because I've gotten rid of all the clutter, I now have room for everything. So like this used to always stay on the countertop because it didn't fit in here. But we've gotten rid of enough stuff that my water pitcher does not have to be on the countertop anymore. And that's how we're gonna deep clean the kitchen. We're gonna work our way through every cabinet, taking everything out, and then cleaning the insides of the cabinet, making sure we only keep the things that we need and that we have all the pieces to. We're going to make sure that while we're putting in all the effort to deep clean, we do it right so that we don't have to do it again until next winter. I find so much more inspiration in a clean and tidy kitchen than in a messy and dirty one.